a period of time, which we will see in a bit how marketing has changed in the past. But these are the characteristics of modern selling, right? So in modern selling, what is, can anybody help me? What is the focal point? What is the main thing that we are selling, and what is the main consideration when we are selling something? Just anything, never mind. Even if it's wrong or right, it doesn't matter. What do you think when you are selling nowadays? Because you are all modern sales, right? We are not in 1930s anymore, right? We are in the current today's. So when you are selling today, what is the focal point? What are the challenges that you normally see, or what are the factors that you decide when you want to sell something or when you want to pitch something to be sold?
Promotion.
Sorry?
Promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the past, we think only the local market.
Mm.
For now, we are now, because of globalization,
Mm.
we are now more focused to international market.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Okay.
only, even for the local, we need to think about other
Mm.
important
Mm.
items,
Mm-hmm.
whether we can compete
Mm.
important things
Mm.
or not. We
So
need to think
basically,
about
it's a
that.
globalization, right? It's not a limited market anymore. You can say it's a global market, right? And advertising and promotion has been there since the day one, so there's nothing change in that one. But the focus point is changing. What else is changing?
Uh,
You think buyers are getting smarter?
yes,
Why they are getting smarter?
because of technology.
Because of technology, right? They can search the information. So the information is exploding, right? So everybody has a tons of information now. Is it the information is correct or not correct?
Many things.
It's mixed, right?
Yes.
It doesn't mean that there is a information, but it's a correct information. There is a tons of information available, which is sometime wrong, sometime right, but the information is there. So the buyer is informed, whether it's whether he know it right or whether he know it wrong. It's a different topic, but the point is buyer knows, right? Buyer is doing the research. Buyer has the means of accessing the information. What else is changed? When you are selling something, what is your focus?
Customers, these are ones.
Customer needs, right? You are selling, you are not selling the product now, right? You are selling something which suits the customer needs, correct? Okay. So the customer relationship and deletion. Do you think we delete customers? The focus point of the modern selling is retain the customers, because it's very expensive to acquire customer, right? Do you think it is expensive to acquire a customer or find a new or retain a customer? What is cheaper?
Retain the customer.
Retain the customer is cheaper. Why? Because it doesn't cost anything, right? You just cost a relationship, maintain the relationship, and it's fine because person is already there in your ecosystem, right? But if you want to get a new customer, you have to do advertising, you have to do marketing, you may have to do a direct selling, one-to-one selling. Also, you may need to do that. So acquiring a new customer is always expensive. But is it expensive to maintain a customer? Why you think that? Do we think that any company would delete or will remove the customers?
No.
There can be a
Sometimes yes.
scenario.
Sometimes yes.
There can
For
be,
the
yes.
serving customers.
So we are maintaining the customer, but we are managing two small ones. Means if the customer is very small and he is not making any transactions, so assume you have a database of 100,000 customers where only 20,000 maybe are actively doing something, right? The rest of 50,000 maybe have done something in the past 6 months or maybe, but there will be always another 10% of the data which has done nothing since the day you enroll them. And there is a cost of enrolling the data. Enrolling the customer, there is a cost of it, right? You have, sometimes you may be filling the paper, so the stationary. So system database is limited. You are database engineer. So the data is being kept in the system is a cost. There is a cost to keep the data. It's not free. Even though the hard disk is there and nothing is there, but there is a data, and data retention is a cost. You always have to review your data. Your time is a cost. right? 100,000 entries, somebody is reviewing those then. So you are paying some money, right? The time value of the peoples are being paid, and you are trying to call them sometimes, right? Then when you know that those peoples are actually not performing, even though how many times you call, there's a cost to it. So what you do is you remove them because they are not your actual target data. So in the past, we try to enroll everyone, whoever we can find. There is a nowadays, as I said, something are real, some are wrong information. So when you are doing a marketing, you buy a database, right? Sometimes, let's say, we will go through how we are doing marketing, but usually you buy a database, you buy email database. You may pay maybe $100 or $200, you can get 10,000 emails. But out of those 10,000 emails, maybe only 10 will work. The rest of 9,990 are useless. Because when the companies are accumulating the data or accumulating the email, how they collect, they are not asking directly, do you want to buy a computer? Okay, then I enroll you, otherwise no. Right? They are just trying to get general information about the customer, and they are just packaging it and selling it to you. The more email they sell, the more money they make, right? So there's a cost to buy the data, there's a cost to keep the data, there's a cost to keep the customers. So some nowadays modern selling is refine your customers, keep only which are actually producing, the rest we delete, because there's no point in keeping and carrying everyone, even though it's cost money, right? So those which are not profitable. So first we are collecting the data, keeping the data, and then we are retaining them. And those which are not producing or making a loss to us is lost. So do you know how to calculate a customer's life value? Do you know about this concept? Every customer has a value. There's a lifelong value to the customer, right? In the customer, if the customer is been with you for 4 years or can be with you for 10 years, there's a value for it. Every customer has a value. How you calculate the value of the customer? Any idea?
Depend on their spending.
Depending on what they are spending on you minus the cost of what you have to spend on them. It can be a direct cost of the product, it can be a selling cost, it can be a calling cost, it can be whatever. And then you multiply this by the estimate number of transactions. In the past, if they say the customer has been doing every month, for example, you are buying iPhones, right? Every year iPhone makes a new brand. The more frequent you change your phone, the more valuable customer you are for iPhone, correct? But if you are not changing maybe your iPhone for 5 years, then the Apple will not make any efforts for you because you are not that useful, that valuable customer for Apple. But you are still using the system, you are using their ecosystem, you may be using their services. For example, I have the iPhone storage, so I pay them $1 a month. So I'm still paying them something, right? Even though I'm using their services, I'm paying them something. So my value to the customer is, to Apple, may be higher than a customer who is just using their phone and iPhone and eco, but not paying anything to the iOS or not buying anything, right? Even if you buy anything from the iPhone, you have to pay. You are not paying anything, but the merchant has to pay 30%. Whatever you buy through the iOS, whatever you buy through the apps, you are looking at the advertisement from their apps. The Apple is earning 30% of the total revenue which is generated through you, right? So there is a cost, there is a benefit. So Apple will also be calculating your lifelong value. How much is your lifelong value? Okay, the next is the database and the knowledge management. So this is what is being, the data is there in the customer database, your portability of the information, your product information. So the database can be very huge, right? You are dealing with thousands of customers maybe on an everyday basis. For example, telecom companies, right? The customer is giving you tons of information every single day, but there is a information, right? So you have to maintain the data, get the trends out of it, and then see what else you can sell, how you will upsell if you don't know the customer behavior, correct? So the database is getting very, very important. But do you think salesperson need to understand about the data? Are they software engineers? No, right? But no, it's not that. The answer is not no. Sales manager doesn't need to know how to analyze the data, but how to maintain the data, but they need to know how to analyze the data. What information they should bring in, what decisions they should make based on the data available. Correct? So that is the sales managers are nowadays have to be very information. Another thing is the customer database is portable. Everybody is using your phones, your laptops, portable devices, right? In the past, because if the sales manager has to access any data or update the data, they have to go to the computer, office, then you update your database. Now you just go to your mobile or send email, is fine, done, easy, fast, very portable, right? So the environment is changing very fast. Even you have intranet, correct? So you are portable. You don't need to send a physical document to the customer anymore about your product. You can send the videos. And there is a new trend in the market which is showing you the explainer videos, right? Have you heard of explainer videos?
Yeah.
What is explainer video?
Because for our users,
Mm-hmm.
something new technology coming,
Hmm.
new product coming.
Hmm.
Before coming, the brand sales manager and like we are the system integrator.
Mhm.
Have a meeting, sales meeting. Hey, we have to need this one. This product these are the sales wise.
Hmm.
They have the benefit.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
This is for just only the video
Hmm.
and short presentation.
Very short
We
presentation.
understand
Yes.
easily.
Yes.
Am I
So,
right?
yes, exactly. You are absolutely right. These are explainer videos, which is like a 1 minute, 2 minute video, but it has every information you need. It's a high pace, very high pace, and very concise. But it's made in a way that it gives you the real information what you need to understand for a product or for anything. So nowadays it's very fast. You don't need to give your bulky specifications to the customer anymore. You can make explainer videos, you can make presentations, you can give them the links. So no need to carry about things. So it's very changing. The environment is changing, right? So the sales managers or whoever is doing, and everybody is of us is doing a sales. So not only the sales manager, we need to understand what is changing in the market. Right. The next is customer relationship management. Customer is also a very important. As I said, customer has a lifelong value, right? So customer relationship management is getting very complicated. The buyers are getting demanding. They have tons of choice available in the market. If you don't satisfy the customer, they will change. The buyer will change very fast, right? You're not irreplaceable anymore. There may be a brand value. Like I used to be a loyal of Samsung, but I changed to Apple. If Apple tomorrow is not able to satisfy my needs, I will switch to somebody else. So I'm not really I'm loyal to Apple because my needs are satisfied, but I'm not really a fan of, even though my needs are not satisfied, I'm not going to stay with them, right? Or if my problems are not solved, or if I'm making any complaint and I'm not heard of, I'm done. So right, so the customer will be lost. So the long term. Now we are not talking about the transactional value where you go to City Mart and buy a can of or maybe buy anything, which is a very transactional relationship, right? Between City Mart and you, if you go to the City Mart and you buy anything, it's a transactional. You go there, you buy once, you pay, then finish. No more information. Because City Mart is not asking you who are you, what is your name, what is your email ID. But nowadays they are also asking, right? They are asking you to enroll into the loyalty membership so that you can get points. Why they are asking? They are not giving you the points. Sorry, they are collecting your data. What is your behavior? What do you buy every day, every week? What is the trend of your buying? So they are not giving you the points for free. I'm sorry, there is nothing free in this world. They are collecting the data from you, and then they will use that data to sell you something more. They will may arrange the shelf are arranged in a scientific manner. They monitor. The cameras are there. They are not for security. They know you are honest, but they don't monitor security. The security cameras are not there to monitor your movements. They are there to monitor what do you do, where do you go first, where do you go last, and how is your buying habit. What do you buy first? What do you buy second? So then the arrangement of the goods is done in a scientific manner so that is maximized. You do one round and you know everything, right? So and the most selling item or the most need item are kept at the entrance, wherever is the entrance. Or the small things you might have noticed, the cigarettes or the cell phones or the bike cells are always keep near the cash counter. Why they are cash? Why they don't find any place in the shelf? They do, but they know that these things are not remember. They you don't go to City Mart to buy buy the battery. But when you are paying when you are paying at the customer, you may remember, oh, there is something I may need it because it's a very small thing, right? So this is how the behavioral thinkings nowadays working. Database is very important, and win-win situation. If you try to scheme your customer, you will lose your customer very fast. Customers are very intelligent nowadays. As you said, customer are getting informed, right? They have a perception of your product. So if they understand you are beneficial for them, then it's a long-term relationship and a win-win situation for the company and for the customer. It's not I win, you lose. That's not the way of selling. That's not the way of doing the business in any case now. Forget about selling only. Okay. The next is marketing the product. So product development. So now is marketing the product is based on not on the product itself. So in the past, the product was made, and the job of the customer job of the sales manager is to sell the product. The product is made for the customer or not, it doesn't matter. So they used to create the need, they used to create the promotion to lure the customer into buying the product. Now it's changing. Now you make your products as your customer need them. So it's customized, right? You don't make your product first and then find the customers. No, you are finding your customers and then you are making your products. Correct? So this is what is the now modern sales, right? Okay, problem solving and selling system. So problem solving is also again the same thing. The sales managers are now selling the solutions. They are not selling the product anymore. When buyers are buying the product when they need it actually, or why they need it. They are not just buying the product for keeping something, right? They are buying for them solution their problems. So it's called empathy selling. You understand the customer needs, you understand what their pain points is, and then it's not that you have to identify, but you have to tell them this is your problem. Sometimes we have to tell the customer may not even know that they have a problem, right? Now the good sales managers, especially who are in B2B, not B2C. B2C you cannot sell, but B2B, you are going and telling the customer, hey, you have a problem, let me solve the problem for you. So it's not the selling. Not selling is not the product. I have a product. This does this. Okay, no, it doesn't sell like this anymore. You have to tell the customer this is the problem for you, and why is it a problem for you? How much money you are losing? So the very intelligent sales managers are analyzing their target first. What are their problems? What are their needs? And then they customize their sales pitch according to what the customer want to hear. Customer is not interested in your product specifications no more. They are interested in themselves. Right? Everybody is self-centric. It's a human nature. Businesses, buyers are also self-centric. They are interested in how the product will solve our problems. They are not interested in how good is the product. Maybe it's the best product in the world, but if it doesn't help me, it doesn't help me. I'm not going to buy it, right? So this is the correct one. And then satisfying needs and add value. So need recognition and satisfy that need. Okay, so these are the characteristics of modern selling. Okay, so the marketing has evolved over a period of time. In 1990s, around early 1900s, it was product orientation. So you make a product and you sell it. Make the product cheaper. Make the product in a market. So it was done for the Henry Ford, and it was mostly based on the making the production method, how you make it cheaper and sell it. Henry Ford once said that it's not the customer they don't know what they need, so we have to tell them what they need, and then they will buy. So like the cars at that point of time, when the cars were running by the the horses. So Henry Ford make the Ford cars, and then he tell the people, you need this car because it's very slow, because your existing mode of communication is very slow, right? So cars are very fast. So he made the cars very cheap because he built them in the with a very extensive production method in the volume. So cars were affordable. If he made one two car like $1 million, $2 million, nobody will buy because they don't need it. But he made it so affordable that everybody wanted to buy the cars. Then it becomes sale orientation. No matter how you make the product, you just make the product and get the sell it out. So this was 1930 something, when but it was a hard sell. So means you make a product and then you find your customer, right? You buy, give the promotions, give the discounts, buy one get one, or do like spammy promotions. You lie, oh, this product is very great, ultimately it doesn't, right? So those were the time of customer exploitation. Customers were highly exploited at that point of time. That's why in US and in those days, a lot of customer protection rules were beginning because of those spammy sales. And the image of sales manager was very bad at that point of time, because they know if they, that's why the famous quote come, the good sales manager is one who can sell comp to a bald guy, right? So that's, I mean, it's a very smart, but it's not good image, right? Okay, then the latest one is about after 1917, 80s is about marketing orientation. So we are doing marketing now. Market orientation, customer centric. We follow what is customer needs. We make what customer needs. We make what market needs. We are doing market segmentation. We are having a great product, process extensive is not really enough unless it solves our problems, right? Okay. So now let's understand a couple of market orientation based on market orientation, because this is the new one. So let's understand some of the concepts. Market segmentation. So what exactly is the market segmentation?
You need to know where you want to sell your product. Uh,
But how you will do the market segmentation? What is segment?
it's depend on the product.
No.
Segment.
What is a segment?
Demographic,
Hmm.
age, family size.
Basically, it's like a bucket, right? Where you put like-minded things or similar things. So you are segmenting. If you have like a room full with the blue, red, and gray balls, so what you're gonna do first is you segment all the red balls one. You segment all the green balls, all the yellow balls into one segment, one bucket, so that you can decide what to do with them, right? So segmentation is arranging or segmenting the similar things, similar customer. You can say you can segment them based on age. You can base them somewhat on females, males, middle age, young age, children's, old age, senior, high income, low income. You can segment them on tons of ways. There are many ways to do the segmentation. But the importance is do a segmentation, because some product, every segment, every market has their different needs. What children's need is not required by the adults, right? The colors which are needed by women are not the same as what colors are needed by men, right? So you need to segment them so that you can sell product specifications which are required by them, correct? So otherwise you are making a product which is not required. You may be trying to do a wrong sale. So it's necessary to understand where you're going to sell, how you are going to approach them, how you are going to design your marketing promotions, what are their needs, what are their income levels, what should be the price, what should be the credit term, right? What should be the warranty. So some people are averse to discount. They don't want discount, but they want service, customer service, warranties, guarantee. So these are the important things which comes only by understanding the segment. What is the segment? How it affects? What are their behaviors and what are their needs? That is segmentation. And then we call it, it can be based on demography, can age, gender, geographical location, income, employment, type of residence. So it can be owned peoples, can be tenanted peoples. If IKEA want to sell something, the tenanted people may not buy because They have to vacate the house every 6 months, but homeowners may buy it, and right. Then you have breakdown based on usage, heavy duty usage or low usage, industry usage, and consumers. The person who are using the product in their services and selling to somebody else is called industrial. Consumers are somebody who is going to consume things by themselves, right? The people who are consuming for themselves are more value for money, or they don't want durable. They are going with the brand, they are going with the colors, their personal perception. But people who are using in the industry, they don't care what color it is. It should work. That's it. That's the only requirement, right? So they are not really worried about the color, the specification. It's just work enough working. So their decision is based on the price. So usage is again then behavior. What are their behaviors? What are their needs? What they are buying for? Value for money buyers. Then you have impulsive buyers. Who are impulsive buyers? Anybody with the impulsive? Impulsive. What is the meaning of impulsive?
Every new launch, they want to buy.
Yeah, and means like they cannot control themselves. Impulsive, the English word means they cannot control themselves. They are just impatient buyers. They just go and buy, like children's, like kids. They cannot make their rational decisions. Impulsive means they are not able to use their brain. Economic rational, they have no idea about that. They just want to buy things, right? If like children, they go to the Disney, then they see a chocolate counter. Impulsive, they just want to buy it. No choice. Even though they are not hungry, they don't need it. No, I want to buy. Otherwise, I will cry. Correct? And you are buying them because you want their happiness. So they are selling, right? And you are buying it. So this is how the impulsive. And then you have some specific needs. Correct? Some like a sense of belonging. You like Nike, like you belong to the brand. So everything you want to buy from one brand only. You don't want 10 brands. So this is a sense of belonging or prestige. Right? I may use the ball pen of Mont Blanc. That's a prestige. I don't need it. Pen is pen. It can work the same way, but it's a prestige. It's a social value for me. So there are different type of peoples, different type of behaviors. That's why there is one pen which is sold for 0.01 cent, and there is a one pen which is sold for $1 million. Both are doing the same thing, but the prestige is different. Okay. Excellent. And oops, sorry, it was not reduced. Okay, then the next one is targeting. Means how you are going to target the market, right? Targeting those specific markets with the specific promotions, with the specific price, with the specific features, with a specific different story. The person you need to tell nowadays is it's all about storytelling, right? It's all about selling your products with a story. Without story, nothing else. Even the experience hotels, I work for hotels where I sell a lot of stories. So we are selling a lot of things which are you may not know are true, but we are selling experience. So we cannot just say, oh, come to our room, nobody will buy, right? We have to sell the story to them, why they should come to the room, why you should come to Ile, why you should come to Bagan, why you should come to Nason, because we have the stories, we have the experience. Okay, so the benefit of this is, I'm sorry, this one is mixed, but clear identification of market opportunities, how to approach them. Though these are the benefits of marketing and targeting. Okay, so marketing mix based on the collection of decision variables and in the collection of chosen market segment. So there are some decisions what you are going to take based on the market segment, based on your market segment. Those decisions are depending on four things. One is your price. What should be your sorry. Okay, the price means price levels. What price you should be charging, right? What credit terms you should be giving, when you should change the price, what kind of discounts you want to give. So these are all pricing decisions, right? Then you have product decisions, means packaging, your quality, your ingredients. For wholesale buyers, for industry, packaging doesn't matter. For customer who is buying as a brand, packaging does matter for them, right? Color matter for them, the branding matters for them, what you are writing on the package does matter for them. So these are all the decisions which you are taking from on the product point of view. Then you have promotions, how you are going to communicate the product. You are doing advertising, You're doing publicity, you are doing sales promotions, personal selling or sponsorships. These are the 5 ways of doing the communication. Okay, then you have a place. How your place means distribution. It's not actually a P, because I don't know who came up with the 4P and they just decided to put as P, but it's actually price, product, communication, and distribution. So maybe PPCD was not good enough, so they say 4P. So place means distribution. How you are going to distribute your product, how much inventory you should keep, and that depends on your customer service. How much customer service you are giving. Are you saying you're going to do a fast delivery? So fast delivery means what? You have to have a warehouse everywhere, right? And you have to maintain an inventory for your product. Let's say you want to say, okay, we will repair your iPhone or laptop within 1 hour. So what you're gonna do if you are sitting in South Oklahoma and coming to downtown? 1 hour is finished already there, right? So you have to have a service center every corner of Yangon so that you can reach fast. So decisions based on your policy, how you are going to maintain your decisions. So that has come at a cost. What is your channel of distribution? Are you going to directly sell? You're going to sell online, you're going to sell offline, you're going to sell via brokers, you're going to sell via your intermediaries. How you are going to sell, right? Like for example, in our hotels, we sell everywhere. You can buy us from our website. You can buy us from OTA also. Both are actually the same. Yeah, you can just go to the website and buy, but this is different. Our cost is different. At least from your standpoint, you pay the same price. You go to my website, pay $100, or you go to booking.com and pay same $100. But what I get is different. Right? I have to pay commission to booking.com for every booking. So I have to make a decision where I want to sell. For me, better way is to sell my own website, but then I have to spend money on promoting my website, right? So it's a lot of expense. Booking.com is I don't need to promote anyway. I just put up my room, customer will come, they will buy. But I have a very high competition there. So the likelihood of conversion is very less because they have a choice. Right? I can sell via brokers, via travel agents who are selling the tours. I can sell via corporate companies. I can sell via reservation agent. I have my own salespeople who are going in the market and selling the product, right? So there are many ways where we can sell the same product but different prices. So my price for selling directly to you is different. Selling to a travel agent is different. Selling to OTA is different. Selling to corporate is different. Selling to government is different, right? Because their needs are different. It's not that I want to charge them different.